Helen, you are truly one of a kind.
Thank you.
You are not only the most beautiful, gorgeous woman ever created on the outside, which you are, you're also the most beautiful woman on the inside.
I just thank you for coming into my life and give it a meaning. I'm the woman that I am right now all because of you.
What you've overcome is inspirational. You inspire me. You motivate me. You are the driving force behind everything that I do.
And I promise to always be there for you, no matter what. And I'll continue to inspire you, motivate you as your head side, and to also be someone that you can always run to, lean on, and ask for support if you need it. And I'll never let you down.
And that heart that's been, had a difficult time ever since you were a little girl, I promise to take the most special, great care of your heart. I will always hold it and cherish it and take good care of it and do nothing but bring love, empowerment, understanding, and just forever togetherness and security and safety and peace to you forever, my queen. I love you, Helen. And that is forever and beyond.
Thank you. I'll never jeopardize what we share, what we have.
I never will either.
And I'll continue to pray to God to always bless us abundantly and keep on blessing us forever and ever.
Amen. It's beautiful, Queen.
I love you.
I love you more, Helen.
Amazing.
Hello and welcome to Miss Rach YouTube channel, a world of beautiful people and wonderful stories. One world, one people. In today's video, we feature a newly married couple. They share their life journey full of tribulations and how they came to meet on a dating site. The husband traveled over to meet the love of his life. He fell in love more the moment he set an eye on her at the airport. Love blossomed and they finally tied the knot, married in a traditional wedding despite coming from two different worlds thousands of miles away. Enjoy watching as they share their love story. Remember to subscribe to our channel so that you can get notifications whenever we post a new video.
So welcome to Miss Rachel YouTube channel.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
To start with the lady, tell us your name, the country born, and where you are now.
Actually, my name is Hellen and Daniel. I'm a Kenyan and currently in Kenya.
Which part of Kenya?
Nairobi. Yeah.
Yes. And my name's Daniel Bloxage and I'm an Australian. I live on the Gold Coast, which is a part of Australia. And I'm here in Kenya and I visit as often as I can to be with my one and only love, Helen, whilst we wait to be able to permanently move to Australia.
Wow. Hiya. How was it growing up for you, Daniel?
For me growing up, I was actually very blessed to have a really great childhood, actually. I had two loving parents who were always together. And I had a big, extended family. I had a lot of cousins. I have one sister, but I had a lot of cousins who were around my age. And we all lived in the same area, in a place called Ipswich, which was near Brisbane, which is the capital city of the state that I'm from, Queensland. And I had a great childhood. I was very active, played a lot of sport, just happy, healthy person, enjoyed music, went to a great school. And
schooling, how was schooling?
Yeah, schooling in Australia, where I went to school, it was a really fun time. I guess I'm revealing my age a little bit, but growing up as a kid in the 80s and 90s when I was going to school in Australia, it was a very fun time. There wasn't as much, I think, pressure for younger people nowadays. A lot of teenagers and school children grow up with social media and a lot of technology, whereas that was before that time really, or just around the time when it was just starting, the internet in the mid-90s. So yeah, I had a great childhood and I have no complaints. I mean, everybody has some trials and tribulations, but you know, I had a great family and who were always there. And so when I look back on my childhood, I feel very blessed. And actually, along with Helen, you know, I want to really, I'm really excited to be a father and to help Helen realise her dream to be a mother. And I can't wait to be parents, loving parents, and give our children, you know, something similar, a wonderful experience as children that I was able to have.
Okay. And so you had one sibling?
Right, yes, just a small family, just one sibling in my family. But like I said, I had a lot of cousins because my mum came from a rather large family. So there were 6 children in her family, in my mum's family, 6 siblings, and the majority of them had children, and quite a number of children. So there was a lot of cousins who were around the same age as me. So yeah, and you know, we're still all close. We still see each other often, and Helen's met a few of them, who came over for our traditional ceremony. But they all cannot wait to meet Helen. Actually, all my cousins wanted to come over to Kenya for our traditional ceremony that we had earlier in the year in April. But obviously different things, like they've got their own family and kids, so a few of them were unable to make it, unfortunately. They wanted to, but yeah, so
Which
just
university did you graduated?
Pardon?
The university you graduated from?
Right, so after I finished high school, I did a certificate course to begin with because I wanted to keep my options open. I didn't exactly know what career path. There were a few career paths that I wanted to take. So I actually did a degree in business and marketing, and that led me to going to the university called Griffith University, maybe one that's known to a lot of your viewers, because actually a lot of Kenyans are offered positions at Griffith University on the Gold Coast, actually, which is where we're going to be living and where I live currently. So I went to Griffith University. I completed a sports management degree first because I do have a love for sport and being active and healthy. And so I worked a little bit in personal training and in gymnasium at a university, but just for a brief time. And it was in that time that I realised one of the other career options that I wanted to do was to be a teacher. That was actually what I wanted to do long term and permanently. So I then applied for a postgraduate course as a primary school educator, a primary school teacher. And so I then went to a university called Australian Catholic University, which is located in Brisbane. They have several campuses, you know, in Sydney and Melbourne, but I went to the Brisbane campus, which was near where I was, you know, near the Gold Coast. And
Teacher.
I am a full-time teacher. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yes. Thank you.
That was beautiful. And Helen, how was it growing up for you?
I can say growing up as a child was a little bit hard. I went through a lot of obstacles, a lot of violence, like domestic violence, but I'm glad that I overcame them.
How many siblings did you have?
We are 7.
You're 7.
Yeah.
How about the domestic violence? What do you mean?
It's like, maybe how I can just narrate it is, you remember back in the village, a family, like, you know, they always like fight, quarrel.
Like between a mom
and dad, and whenever they have a fight, you are being involved in.
Wow.
And as a child, you were just as innocent as, I don't know, any other child out there.
Yeah, she is. Okay, ahead.
Yeah, but
These are what story to inspire someone who might be in such a situation, so that we can be able to advise them what to do as a child, you know, or what to do as parents. So talk about it.
Yeah, like for instance, I can say my dad was a total drunkard, and it wasn't easy for us, not only me, but me and my younger siblings.
Were they working, your parents?
No, they were just farmers. Yeah, peasant farmers. But I believe in every situation, in every like story, there must be something behind it. And I thank God because He's always been on my side, and He helped me go through all that I went, and enabled me to reach where I am right now.
Yeah.
I know to others it will be so like a bit hard for them, but that was different for me because I was a little bit like strong. Whatever the word would have thrown to me, I was ready for it.
Let me interrupt Kidogo. So
Yeah.
are you the firstborn?
Yeah, I'm the first one.
So you had like 6 siblings behind
Yeah.
you. So you saw all these domestic violence from the old, from when you were young, right?
Yeah.
How was it? Like, describe it. Like, how is it?
Like for instance, whenever we're having dinner and Dad is not there, and whenever he arrives, it's just like starts quarreling with everyone, and we just have to receive some unnecessary slaps, canings, without even doing any mistake, or maybe there's something wrong that we did, and Mom too. So I'm really sorry to say this again for the second time. I used to say I will not even like tell my story, but the moment I share it with someone, I feel like I'm relieved. I'm okay, much better. Yeah. And I remember the worst case scenario is when my mom left us with 8-month-old child. That is our second last one right now. And I was in grade 5. I was playing as a mother, and I was in the shoes of a father too, just to make sure like our kids are okay. And at that time, Dad wasn't around. He was just busy drinking out there. He was careless. He didn't care, like he had kids to take care of. And at that time, Mom was away. So from grade 5 to grade 8. Actually, my mom came back when I was joining grade 8.
Wow.
Yeah, and I can tell you, like, it was a lot of struggle in between.
How was your life?
I used like to earn a living or something, to put something on the table. I used to sell avocados. I used to sell burgers. I used to sell mapera, that's guavas. Like any fruits that's available there in the village, to make sure that our kids does not sleep hungry. Our kids are going, like our siblings are going to school. My siblings are not sleeping hungry. Yeah.
How old were you now when your mom left?
That time I think I was 11 or 10.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're already a parent.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for you. But now, how did you manage this? I mean, how are you doing this?
Okay, I was doing that. I was able to make sure like our siblings are okay, together with the help of my late grandma.
Okay.
Yeah. She was like our second mother. Whenever I'm late from school, and when I arrive home, I get like she's already prepared dinner or lunch. She was always in there for us like a mother. Yeah.
So you had you didn't had a good childhood for you.
It wasn't. It wasn't good at all.
And now how was schooling, like performance, because of that?
Performance in school, I can say I was just favored. I got favor from God. I was an average student in school. But I remember in grade 5, I was third last. Yeah, but from there, I said I will never let like my issues or our home issues to affect my schools, my studies. Yeah, that's why I worked over that, and I became an average student. And when I was in grade 7, I was chosen by teachers, like elected to be a head girl. And at that time I was still shy because I wasn't being able to stand before people to even speak. My self-esteem was so low. But I was a head girl. Can you imagine? I was a head girl, but throughout my reign, I was even like unable to make a speech.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was always shy whenever a teacher says like, "Helen, it's your time to speak to your fellow student." I'm like, "No, I can't." Yeah, but I think until now I'm still shy a little bit, but
you're
I'm okay.
You're doing okay. It's a journey.
Yeah, but I'm okay. I think as time goes, I can even become a public speaker. We never know.
Probably.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
like a motivational speaker.
Yeah.
I know not everyone will be able to have that courage to air out their story. But whenever we speak from our experience, we also motivate someone out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people who are like on their way to giving up. Some, they don't have someone to run out to for encouragement or even a motivation. But through this, we can be able to inspire them, motivate them, and encourage them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And now who paid for your fees? High school, maybe.
Yeah, then high school, I got not above 250 marks in primary school, but I got like invitation letters to join 3 schools, 1 boarding schools and 2 day schools. But because of lack of fees, I was enrolled to a day school, district day school.
Okay.
Yeah, where I joined Form 1 like a week later when other students have already joined. I was the last one to join because I didn't have school uniform, books, the necessary requirements that I needed to have. Yeah.
And from your story of domestic violence, what would you tell someone who is in that situation will be watching this video?
I can say you can try to report it to like the nearest authority for like some support. But to us, we used to report our dad to like the chief, the police, but there was nothing that can be done. Yeah.
So how did you manage it?
I just accepted the situation and say, no matter what, I will just work it out. Yeah.
And also for the parents who will be watching this video, and maybe a mom or a dad are in a situation of domestic violence, talk to them.
I can say, okay, in every family there must be a quarrel, fight. That's normal. But don't involve your children because they'll be the victims. They'll be going through a lot that they can even take years to heal from it. It's not an easy thing. But sometimes I try to imagine what happened. Actually saying, like, I will never even get married if all men will be like my dad. Yeah. But when you're in that case or situation, please don't involve the children in your quarrel. I know and understand very well, like in every family, there must be some issues, but you have to solve them in a mature way, in a good way, even if you're in a disagreement, a very bad one, but please do it without the presence of the children. Yeah.
Okay, the traumas that you got caught.
At times I say I wish I had like capable parents who valued education, because I went through a lot to educate myself. It wasn't easy, even college, but I don't regret.
Yeah.
Even like right now, I'm the one educating my younger siblings.
Also, you
I wish
parenting even now married.
Because like right now, that is like he's married to a Mzungu, so she can do that. So to me, I feel so bad, like seeing my siblings being sent home for fees, and yet I know I'm capable of doing that.
Okay.
So I just support them, and I'm really grateful. My husband's very understanding, and he said, Helen, from now henceforth, you will never be doing things by yourself alone. I'll be there with you.
I mean, see.
So as we're speaking right now, like my siblings are in boarding school. All fees cleared. Everything's okay. My dad is okay now.
Man.
Well, I hope wherever he is, he's appreciating the efforts we are putting to make sure, like,
Because
because it's not our responsibility.
Yeah.
It's not my responsibility, but because I know where we come from, that's why.
okay.
Yeah.
And how is the relationship now, mom and
Now, very much okay.
so they
I wish we were there, like we were like that before.
so they settled their issues.
Yeah.
Lion.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, I'm sorry to hear that from you, but let's
But
continue.
it's okay, yeah. It's no more.
Keep doing what you intending to do. It's a
Yeah.
good story to inspire the world. There are people who are in those situations
Yeah.
and you really don't understand why. So keep teaching people,
Yeah.
because if you went through that, you understand it better.
Yeah.
Okay. So okay, then we come to Daniel. Daniel, growing up, how was life in Australia, like dating,
Yeah.
social interaction?
Right. Okay. So, in terms of dating, for me, I guess I can only speak on my experience.
Experience.
Yeah. My experience is, I think I've always had a strong sense of like my values and what I wanted out of life moving forward in terms of a partner, like a lifelong partner. So I've always just wanted to find that one special lady, just that one special woman to marry, to have a family with, if God blesses us so, but to always be together with that one lady. And having that sense of value for myself in terms of dating, I wasn't the type to just go and date anybody. I've never been, what some people term as like a player or exactly casual. Casual's never interested me ever, and I always knew that, even as a very young man, like as a teenager, even in high school. When you start taking an interest in the opposite gender, and you start to become attracted to girls and women, I always knew I had a really strong sense of what I wanted, and I always wanted someone who was going to be like loyal, loving, or want those same things, not just casual. If I'm going to be with someone, I want to be all the way with them, all the way. No hold back, all the way, and build a future together. So. I wasn't someone who was out dating a whole lot, and I think also part of that is because, to be completely honest, I have always been more attracted, and it's just the way it has been. I've always been more attracted to black women.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
So
I always have been.
before we go to how you people met, I would love you to talk to our audience, especially Kenyans or people from other countries who will be moving to, or are planning to go to Australia, or moving to Australia to study, to work, or maybe to adventure.
Yeah.
What would you love them to know about dating Australia?
Oh, okay. It's dating Australians. I would say that Australians in general are very open-minded people. So you do see a lot of interracial relationships and marriages in Australia. It's not something that, people are like, oh, wow, there's like a black and white couple, or it's quite common. However, in Australia, there aren't a whole lot of black women, and there aren't a whole lot of black people, unfortunately. I love seeing diverse societies, but there's obviously an African community in Australia from the variety, from the diaspora of different African communities and countries. But it's obviously it's growing, So in terms of dating Australians, advice for Kenyans or people going overseas, I would say you can feel free to be honest and upfront with Australians. Like, we're not really shy people in terms of that. Like, if we're honestly looking for someone, if an Australian is single and they are looking for a partner, they're very open to people coming up and approaching them. And that's probably one practical thing I would say for women from other cultures who are interested in meeting an Australian man, or if they're coming over to Australia. I'm a bit different because I am happy. Like Helen knows I'm confident and I will speak a lot. but a lot of Australian guys will not. They're not. Yeah, like I said, they're not shy, but they often don't approach easily. So they will respond though to you if you take an interest in someone. They'll be totally fine with it.
Yeah.
Like they won't. It's a very open-minded kind of society actually, Australians.
Yeah.
So I think it's there's not like it's not like taboo to go up in public and approach someone and if ask for their number and stuff like that.
Okay.
But obviously it's a society of good morals too. So when I say that, I'm speaking about like obviously single people. I'm not encouraging anyone within a relationship to behave in that kind of manner at all. Because I'm all about committed and monogamous relationships.
Okay.
So that'd probably be my advice. Feel free.
Yeah.
Honestly, because it is a very open-minded, democratic, liberal type of society.
More than Kenyans?
Well, to be honest, I don't want to be judgmental and say, because I would say I probably haven't spent enough time here. Yeah, and also the time that I have spent in Kenya has exclusively been with Helen. That's been all the time. So I don't know in regards to dating like that, in regards to Kenya. But all I would say is Australia is a very open-minded society, and people can freely go up and approach each other and interact socially and date and things of that nature.
Ever dated a black woman before meeting Helen in Australia?
Those are the only women that I've ever dated. I've only ever dated black women. I haven't dated many. Like I said, I've always just looked for that one. So I've never been interested in how many, or I've always just looked for that one. So I didn't meet that one. I didn't find that one until I met Helen.
In Kenya.
Exactly. Yeah. But I have obviously dated in Australia. Not many. Not many at all. So yes, I have been involved in relationships, and I have been. So
it's not a new thing to you dating interculturally.
Oh, not at all. That's all I've ever dated because. Yeah, like I said before, and it's interesting because it's not even something that I can kind of think of how that happened, but I think it's just the way people are. Like, I think every person is innately attracted to certain people. It could just be something like, someone likes short hair or long hair or tall people or short, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
but for me, exactly. Yeah, so it's just the beauty of life, the diversity of life. So for me, I just knew at a very young age, I just gravitated more towards black men for some reason. And I must say too, I did actually do a year of high school in the United States, in America. So I did what's called a student exchange. You may have heard of those, where someone goes and lives with a family from another country. So when I was 8, I was my senior year of high school, so I was 17, just turning 18, and I'd always been involved in sports like basketball and ran track. And those sports are obviously really big in America.
What's your favorite sport?
I like basketball and running, track, like middle distance running is what I've always done, those two really. But so I went to America and I spent a year over there. And obviously, like I said, there's not a huge black African population in Australia. But when I was in America, I just discovered, I just learned, in terms of attraction and dating, like romantically, obviously I appreciate everybody and I treat everybody equally. It doesn't matter, the melanin of someone's skin. We're all human, we're all the same on the inside. But I just noticed that romantically I was more attracted to women of African descent. So that started from a very young age. And I always made sure I was patient, though. I waited for the right person. It wasn't like I was just, like I said, dating anybody. You could count it on one hand, the amount of previous relationships before I found the one and forever.
Back to Helen. Helen, how is it dating in Kenya, especially from people coming from other countries, coming to work in Kenya, and the school? What should they expect? Dating Kenyan girls or Kenyan men?
Oh, okay. I can say Kenyan ladies are very humble, loving, caring.
Yes.
But for Kenyan men, okay, I don't want to be so judgmental about that. Because that was the reason as to why I decided to say, let me try out like love to date someone from the other side.
How was your experience dating?
My experience was not that bad, but I just realized like we are not on the same page. I'm not loved the way I deserve or I want. And whenever I was in any relationship, I used to figure out like, what if this guy will turn out to be like my dad? You know, until I was even told like, Helen, whoever hurt you, you need to heal.
Yeah.
Then during that healing process, I realized I need something new.
Yeah.
Something different.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I understand you guys met from dating app. Tell us how you people did you meet and when?
We met on a dating site and we met last year, 2022 in March.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And after like a month of speaking with each other, Daniel flew to Kenya to see me. That was in April.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
It's like we met on like in a month's time and he came to see me.
Okay.
Yeah.
And before I ask Daniel, why he came to Kenya to meet you for the first time, I understand how dating apps work.
Yeah.
So what was your intention of, signing up for a dating or in a dating?
Actually, that wasn't my first dating app. The man that I met there did not match what I wanted from a man.
What were you looking for?
I was looking for someone simple, someone honest, someone loving, someone who will put me first, And it's not all about like material thing, but again, hatutakula shida.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again.
And I saw like the men that I found over there, they were a bit older and I didn't want a sugar daddy.
Yeah.
Because I just wanted someone who is like matching what I want and we're on the same page. Then after 2 years, I deleted my account because
After
it was
3 years.
Yeah, 2 years. I mean,
2 years, okay.
because it was unsuccessful. Then I also joined. Yeah, I joined there for like 3 months. I can say I met someone, but he wasn't serious.
Yeah.
After like 3 months of chatting, he just realized like, Helen, you're a good lady. You're very like you need to be loved very well by a deserving person. And right now I don't know what I want in life. And that's how I said, okay, all right.
Were you focused on only meeting white guys or
Yeah, actually I wanted a guy from Germany, to meet a guy from Germany and UK. I never knew there is Australia. I was trying to say that.
So,
Yeah.
surprise.
Like some of my friends are in Germany, are married to Germany guys.
Yes.
But it's okay.
Yeah.
Because of that, I deleted my account. Then a friend of mine who is married to a Germany guy recommended interracial dating for me to try it out. Then actually after like 2 weeks, the first week, the second week, the third week, I was like, if I'll finish this third week without anything, I will quit. I'll call it quit. Then I'll continue focusing on my Kenyan guys. Even though having graduated with the character development degree, it's okay. I remember there was this one day I came across Daniel's profile and I looked at his photos.
So you're the one who saw him first?
I'm the one who saw him first.
On the dating app?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And while looking at his photos, I don't know what kind of feeling I had. It just melted my heart because the way he was smiling, the way he laughed at his photo, I was like, oh my God, it's like I know this guy.
Yeah.
And I decided to swipe right. Swiping right means like you like him. Then after liking him, I got a text saying, I'm interested. I'm like, oh,
Okay.
okay. Then he wrote a message explaining himself, blah, 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 blah. Like he's seen my profile too. And he would like to know me more, like better, get to know each other.
Immediately?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I said, let me just like relax, like calm down and see, like nothing has happened. Then then like the following day I saw his text again. Then I decided to reply. And he texted his number, but I didn't took his number. But I would rather asked for his Facebook page.
Yep.
Yeah. Then I went through his Facebook profile, and I was like, okay, not bad. Yeah, I saw like he's straightforward, honest, and I decided to share like my number with him. And it was this very fine day, that's Friday. We decided to video call each other, and that day changed everything.
That is after like how many days?
After like
5 days.
or a week.
Well, actually, it was 2 days.
2 days.
2 days.
Yeah, yeah. So Helen messaged me first on the Wednesday,
Yeah.
and then that next day,
Good memory.
I'll never forget.
Okay, now
Yeah, and
Daniel, okay.
sure.
What was your intention, signing up on a dating app?
Yeah. I think I just reached the point where, I really wanted to give it a go. I for many years, I didn't go online dating because it was a relatively new thing kind of in, I guess, the 2000s and early 2010s. And I was still, single, but I was being patient. I was waiting. I lived overseas on 2 different occasions. I taught for a year, again in the United States, in a city called Charlotte in North Carolina.
Yeah.
Had some great experiences there, but didn't meet anyone in regards to romantically. And then I went and taught in London as well. And again, didn't meet anybody in terms of like a long-term partner like I was looking for. So, it came around to 2022 and I thought, yeah, I'll give it a go. I had been on a dating app previously. It was the same one. A few years ago, and I had met someone then, but it was a short, I like I said before, I wasn't looking for a casual short-term relationship, but it turned out to just be, a brief one where we both agreed, okay, we're not quite compatible. So I was familiar somewhat with dating apps. So I thought, came around to 2022 and I thought, I'm going to give it another go. Like, I want to have a positive mindset about it. And I really want to be open to meeting someone. And I was open to meeting anyone from any part of the world, And so I'd only been on there for, I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks myself as well, because it was towards the beginning of the year in like February when I decided to go onto the app. Yeah, so it would have been 2 or 3 weeks, and I hadn't met anyone yet. But I was just being patient. I wasn't like stressing about it or anything. But I was really hoping to meet someone. Obviously, very much so. That fateful day, Wednesday in early March, Helen, I saw it's called a flirt. So I saw a flirt arrive in my inbox, and immediately when I opened up the profile, I saw Helen's cover photograph. I read her profile immediately when I saw her photograph. I was like, this is exactly my type of lady, physically and attractive. Yeah. And then I read her profile, and it was genuine. She seemed like, and she also had details on there too. Like, sometimes in previous experiences, you'd read profiles and it's just like 2 lines, and it's like people are playing games, or, I was looking for someone who was open and honest about themselves. This is who I am. Do you want to meet me? And so, absolutely. And Helen did have a description, of how who she was and what she was looking for. And from before even speaking to her physically, I could see. Well, I was immediately attracted to her. That was just what my what my mind and my body was telling me. And then reading her her summary of her profile. I was very attracted. I could feel a connection. Like she said, she could see when in my smile and my photos, I could see from her description too, and in her smile also. I felt I knew her heart, I knew her character, and so I didn't hesitate. Immediately, I messaged her back that night. As soon as I saw the flirt, I messaged back straight away saying, "I'm very interested in you. You are very beautiful. I'm very interested in getting to know you better."
Yes.
And so, as Helen said, the next day we had a series of messages going back and forth.
Start video calling too.
Well, that next day, in one of the messages, I was just like, because anyone who knows me knows that I am a person of action. Like I am a man of action. So I'm not someone to kind of just waver and be, not know what I want. I've always known what I wanted since I was a young man. So I was just like, I want to speak with this lady, let's do it, So I suggested, and I asked, would we be able to video chat tomorrow? What's your schedule in terms of your work? And so we've decided on agreed upon time. And honestly speaking, from the first moment that we started video chatting, 2 days later on that Friday, I was in love. Yeah, I fell in love with her immediately. And I always tell Helen, I knew that we would spend the rest of our lives together from that very first video chat. And I know that might be a little bit difficult for people to understand if, who haven't had that type of relationship, like a long distance relationship where you initially meet, through technology essentially. But, people are people and voices are voices, and whether it's you're in person with someone or whether you're on a phone, you can still, attraction is attraction. And so, I felt her character from the very beginning. I felt that, I knew she was honest. I could tell that she was honest about her intentions, and I knew we were both looking for the same thing. And we just had a great time. We just laughed so much. We just had a chemistry and a vibe from the get-go, as if we'd known each other for 10 plus years. It was like that from the very first time we spoke.
What did you discuss on that first video call?
It was just basic, like, how are you doing? Actually, I never asked him, like, what kind of job he's doing, how old he is. I just feel like we've known each other for years. So the conversation just... it just flowed. And one thing I told him is, are you serious with me? Then he said, yeah, because I told him I'm tired of men lying to me and they're not serious. Unless you prove me that you're different from the other men that I've met.
Wow.
Then he said, how about I come to Kenya next month? I'm like, that's so far. Well, give me time, friend.
March, April, now he came to Kenya.
Yeah.
So that next day, we had our first video chat on the Friday. The next day, I went to the travel agent and booked a flight to Kenya. So, and, I was compelled to do it. My heart and my soul just told me to do it. Yeah, because this is the one.
What went through your mind coming to meet this Kenyan dad first time?
It was a combination of emotions. I would say it was a combination of being in love, excitement, and also I felt at peace. Yeah, I felt at peace as well. So it was a combination of those kind of almost opposing, like being at peace and relaxed finally in life, that you've found the one, and then also coupled with that adrenaline of being in love and, that excitement of seeing someone in person for the first time that that she's the one, character-wise, physically, spiritually, emotionally. And so it was a combination of those emotions. And it was funny, like I wasn't nervous at all. I just felt like I knew I was going to meet my lady. That's what it felt like.
And Helen, what went through your mind?
For me,
For me,
whenever he did send like a flight ticket, visa, I was still not like believing. Like, this is happening. This is happening. And my manager kept on like telling me, Helen, this will be like a Tinder swindler relationship. I'm like, no, let me try it out. Then when the day arrived, I went to the airport to pick him up. And my manager kept on calling me like, have you arrived?
No.
Oh, no yet, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I said, no yet. I think maybe it's because his flight delayed and he'll be arriving, but not right now, like expected time.
Mm-hmm.
Then she told me like, Helen, you've now been played. You don't know. This is not real. It's like Tinder swindler.
I wouldn't even know what a Tinder swindler is, but
Watch that movie.
I'd heard that it's like a movie or something, but I'm not interested in that kind of stuff, so I wouldn't even know what
Then again, my sister called me like, has he arrived?
So I already informed your sister and friend.
Because we were going to meet him, to pick him down, and to pick him together.
Yeah.
Then my sister called like, has he arrived? Then I said, no yet, but I think, but I think he'll be here. Because at that time, I think I waited for like 40 minutes. Almost an hour. Then I saw his message saying like, I'm really sorry our flight delayed, but I'm now being cleared by customs. And I'm like, okay.
Easy.
And that's the thing about like international flights, and I've taken a lot.
Yeah.
You could be in customs for hours potentially, because you've got to show all your documents. Sometimes they might want to search your bags, like they'll just do random bag searches.
Yeah.
That first time that I arrived was early 2022, and it was one of the early times post-COVID when things opened up again. So they were so strict. Like, it's amazing. When I arrived here just last week again, it's nothing. All you need to show is your e-visa. I was actually through, like, I'm coming through so quickly now, I know. But when I first arrived, they were checking your COVID certificate, your, like, all these different vaccinations, everything. So it took a long time. So sorry to interrupt, but I remember the differences, between the
now
customs
you've seen him.
Okay, I wasn't that excited because I know this is happening.
Okay.
Yeah. So I went there, picked him up.
I'll never forget the first time that I saw you.
Yeah.
Just outside the airport on that ramp.
And then the rest is history.
Okay. Here. And I have a question, Helen.
Yes, please.
We've had so many cases of dating online.
Yeah.
So would you recommend someone to sign up for a dating?
Yeah, what I can say, and this applies both to men and women, that's boys and girls. Like, if your relationship is not working, or if you're having doubt in your relationship, like you're not going far with it, and you want to try out like online dating, it's working, and you have to try out your luck. But when you're there, just be straightforward, what you want, the kind of a man you're looking for. And you also have to be genuine and to write details of yourself for them to know that you're a serious person, you're honest too. Because this guy likes like trustworthy people who are honest. Yeah.
So Daniel, coming to Kenya for the first time, what was your expectation apart from meeting Helen? What were you expecting? Like, you're in Africa, huh?
Maybe to interrupt that, sorry. The first time he came to Kenya, he asked me, can I go and see your parents? I'm like, nah, wait.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got there eventually, though, on the next visit.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't like to preempt things too much in life, so I like them to just happen in the moment. So I didn't want to put my projection on what a place would be like, because I know that, you can watch a documentary about a place or see a movie about a particular country or continent, and that doesn't necessarily reflect the reality of a place. So I'm the type of person that doesn't like to be judgmental. So I must admit, I was excited to come and see Helen, and I was excited to, to come to Africa as well, the continent of Africa, and particularly to, Kenya. So my expectation was I wanted to keep an open mind and just experience it myself with Helen. But to be truthful, the trip was all about Helen. Everything was about Helen. So Kenya just happened to be the location. Helen could have been anywhere, and I would have gone to visit her.
What shocked you being in Kenya?
Yeah, okay, specifically about the country, the nation Kenya. I would say a few things, if I could say, like the busyness of Nairobi, the city. So the traffic, for example, hectic, like really super busy, and a lot of like just population, huge population in a small, tiny space. Like in Australia, we have our biggest cities are Sydney and Melbourne, closely followed by where I'm from, Brisbane and Gold Coast. But in Sydney and Melbourne, you've got like 4 or 5 million people, but it's a big like area, big city, like geographically. So you don't, get all the huge traffic. You do get slow traffic, but nothing compared to, the busyness and the honking of the horns and in Nairobi. And then the busyness of the streets, just the amount of people, is really something. I've been to places like New York and Los Angeles and obviously lived in London for a little bit, like I mentioned before, and I've never seen like the busyness, like the hustle bustle, like just the hustle of the city of Nairobi, particularly around the central business district. That was really took me aback a little bit, but I'm used to it now actually. So that was one thing. And then I would say, I guess when I first went to Helen's village, where she's, originally from, out in Tessel South, it was just such a beautiful experience. I was just proud to be in my Queen's, where my Queen's originally from, and I just wanted to show respect and honour her by being obviously the gentleman that I am there. And that was obviously a real, adjustment to see how people live. Like, I guess not in houses that I thought what a house was.
The grass thatched houses?
Yeah, to see people live in grass thatched
You've never
huts.
seen grass houses?
No, the closest I've actually seen, except on like television or in documentaries or movies, would be I went to Fiji as a young man, like just with my like when I was 13 years old. We went on a family holiday, and some of the traditional villages in Fiji still have the huts, but not so many. Like it's, so that was a big adjustment, and just seeing how people live off the land traditionally, like farmers, agricultural pastoralists. Like that was been like a real adjustment for me to see. But it's beautiful, I respect it. I love it. In terms of, I know that's where my Queen's from. So I see the beautiful simplicity and how people, and I mean that in the most respectful way of how people are grateful and happy. Yet they might not have all the materialism of the modern world, And then when I do go to Australia, back home to Australia, everybody has so much. I shouldn't say everybody, because obviously there's people who do struggle and things like that, but most people have so much. And the school that I work at, the kids, the community, they have so much. Yet they're lovely people, Australians, but people will still complain and still want more. They'll still want the next car, they'll still want this brand or that brand, and it never fulfills them. So, it's beautiful to go and, where we had our traditional ceremony, and obviously I'd visited the village even prior to that, and just see how people and the kids were happy with what they had. And that's something that I've really been affected by in I think a really nice way. So those are probably the things that I was surprised about Kenya. Oh yeah. Well, Helen happens to be an amazing cook, so she has introduced me to a variety of different Kenyan cuisines and traditional dishes. So I love githeri. She turned me on to that. I love it. Ugali used to be my favorite. I still love ugali with chicken and greens and kachumberry, but now I think githeri is my favorite. And I love all the different, just all the different stews. I love the stews and the soups. Noma choma. I might not say that correctly. I apologise for all you wonderful Kenyan people out there. But that's the way my Australian accent pronounces it. But yeah, I love it. So the meat, the noma choma, I love. That's something different. All of those dishes that don't exist in Australia, So there is like a Kenyan food outlet in Brisbane that I've noticed that has some of those foods. So, but yeah, we look forward to when everything is settled with the visa, we look forward to entertaining like family and friends and cooking Kenyan dishes for them. They're going to love it, and having.
And now you visited Kenya to meet Kenya for the first time ahead. Take us to the journey, like what next?
Right. Okay. So you're talking about what happened after our first visit.
And after
Okay.
gotten to meet Helen?
Right. Well, we just had the time of our lives, to be perfectly honest. We visited places like Diani Beach. Like a few guys may recognise us from YouTube, so Hellen and Daniel YouTube channel. We've got videos on like our Diani Beach holiday. So we just decided to visit, Mombasa, Diani Beach. We did just fun things like camel riding and jet skiing, and we just had fun as a couple, you know. Going out and seeing different places in Nairobi, like the national park. We just had fun as partners, as lovers, and we realised that not only are we lovers, we're best friends as well. And we just had the time of our lives. So, to be perfectly honest, from the first moment that we spoke, I knew Helen was the one. And then when we first physically met. That next day after we first met, we were talking about our entire future together. We were getting fitted out with rings.
Yeah.
So,
How long did you stay?
I stayed as long as I could. So I stayed for the entire duration of school holidays. So it was 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks we had off in April, and then I knew that, I know as a responsible man, and I was already thinking about the future, obviously with Helen when we first spoke, that I would need to be, earning a certain amount of money to provide financial stability for us moving forward. So I had to return to work. If I didn't, I would just stay with Helen the whole time while we're waiting for the visa, But we're laying a foundation obviously for us, and then our kids to follow and our family. So I stayed for 2 weeks. Then immediately the next school holidays, I came back. So every school holidays I've visited, except for one last year in September, because we applied for a tourist visa. And so we were thinking, okay, while we're waiting, because we'd already applied obviously for the marriage visa before then. We thought, okay, we could try for a tourist visa. Our migration agent, who's been so helpful and through that journey, he said, yeah, definitely go for it, but there's a chance, the tourist visas are really very difficult at the moment to get into Australia, but your marriage visa is going to be all good. It's just going to be a bit of a journey. It'll take a while, but we're almost there. So unfortunately the tourist visa didn't come through. So then that next school holidays I was there, and I spent a long time then, December and January. We had Christmas together, we spent New Year's together out in the village, and then we organised our traditional ceremony, because it was really important to Helen that, and I probably shouldn't speak for her, but it was very important for her to have a traditional engagement ceremony to express to everybody that we are together. Before we have our legal, what Helen refers to as white wedding in Australia, which we have to do after the visa arrives, which we've got scheduled for them soon, Wes.
So, Helen, how was it dating cross-culturally? How was it dating cross-culturally?
I can say...
And in a long-distance relationship?
It's okay, because my previous relationship has been long distance. And it's really working well, and I loved it. But though a lot of people have been asking me how are you coping up with long distance? How are you managing? I said, I know myself. I'm okay with. And so far so good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you propose?
Absolutely, I did. Yes.
How was it?
It was wonderful. It was everything that I'd ever dreamed of.
When was this now?
Okay, so it was when we first met. So that after the very first day that we'd been together, that next day I made my intentions clear to Helen.
Okay.
And I said to her, I want to spend the rest of my life with you and you only. And I want to just us to have the most amazing life together, living together always and forever till death do us part. And so we were both committed to that. And then I wanted to do the formal proposal. So I waited for a special moment, and in my mind, we decided we were going to go to Diani Beach for a vacation. And I knew there was a restaurant that both Helen and I had spoken about, and I checked it out on the internet. Alibaba's Cave Restaurant, which is quite an iconic restaurant there. It's incredible. It's inside a cave. If you haven't been there, I highly recommend you go to it. So I then organised, I called up the restaurant manager, And I said to him, listen, I'm going to propose to my lady, and are you guys able to assist me, because I want to make it just the most special experience for the most special lady ever. So they organised flowers, they organised, like I had the ring ready for them, and they brought it out to me, and they filmed it for us, and everybody in the restaurant clapped afterwards. It was everything that I'd ever dreamed of, and I was just so happy to see Helen happy.
Yeah, I was excited, but I wasn't ready for it because I was not expecting it to happen. Because the thing that I remembered was the chef brought a plate covered. I thought maybe it's food, but in it was a ring.
Yeah, great surprise.
So I didn't even hesitate to say yes. I just said yes because I just want to spend the rest of my life with you. Yeah.
You've got me. I'm all yours forever.
And what was the reaction from your friends, both of your friends and family, when they realized that you guys are dating and planning also to get married?
Like my friend said, Helen, this is so too early for you to do this, because I used to say I'll get married when I'm 30, or maybe I'll fall in love again when
How are you now?
I'm 26.
Oh,
I'm 26, yeah. I even I used to tell my mom I'll get married when I reach 30.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to do away with my degree, then get a stable job, help my family at least improve their lifestyle, life standard. Then I'll look for someone. Yeah. But it happened. Unexpectedly. Yeah, and they say when you meet someone that you've been looking for, there's no need of wasting time.
Yeah. And your friends, you said, okay, your family?
My family are I told them I've met someone. That is prior to introduction day.
Yes.
That was in July. And my mom asked me, Helen, are you sure of this? I said yes. And she told me, whenever you're happy, I'm happy and I'll support you. So both dad and mom supported me. And after I posted my photos of engagement in social media, my friends supported me too.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Daniel?
Yeah, I think everyone was happy for me in Australia, because I believe because they know that it's been like a long journey for me, and I've been very patient. And they know I'm the type of person I've always, they know that I've been waiting for that special one, and I'd been searching as well. And I think they were just happy. Yeah, they were just happy. And all my family, my mum was just absolutely over the moon. She was super happy, And my mum, and Helen have just got a great relationship already as like mother-in-law and daughter-in-law. And and everybody was happy, my friends. I keep, a small, close circle of friends, genuine ones who were very happy for me. And my sister congratulated me, and all my cousins, aunties and uncles are just over the moon. So I've never had any issue. All my work colleagues were super happy for me. They were just excited. And when they started seeing the photos, obviously, of Helen, I have to say everybody was just like, she is gorgeous. Wow. Dan, you've really...
And how old are you, Daniel?
So my chronological age is, I am 44 years old.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Hiya. Kenyan men pay dowries to their wives.
Great.
Did you pay dowry to your girlfriend or wife?
I wanted to do the right thing and follow the tradition. So yes, we did do a dowry process in terms of livestock, like cows and goats, the traditional way. And then obviously there was financial elements. But we also did something very special leading up to our traditional ceremony, and this was something that I know was very dear to Helen's heart, and anything that's dear to Helen's heart is dear to my heart. And So we actually did something very special along with the dowry process and built a wonderful home, a wonderful house. Everyone's village.
Pictures of those houses so that
Yeah, right. Oh, that's great that you've seen it. Yeah. So yes, there was a dowry in the traditional sense of livestock and financial elements.
Okay.
And we wanted to just make our traditional ceremony so special and give back, because that's something that Helen, has been bestowed for so long due to the very difficult
culture.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's very important in
Yeah.
Kenyan culture.
Absolutely.
So, that's good. There's something about dowry I wanted to ask. Oh, I wanted to say for people who will be watching this video and they are into intercultural relationship and they are coming to wedding Kenya,
Yes.
they feel free to reach out to us, Miss Rechi. We feature those traditional processes and so that people get to understand how it goes about, because dowries are not all over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're watching this, feel free to reach out to Miss Rechi and invite us to your wedding and dowry ceremonies.
Yeah.
We cover it. Okay. How was it planning your traditional wedding?
Oh my gosh.
Uh-huh.
It was so easy because I got all the support from my husband, and yeah, he supported me in every step.
Okay.
So that one helped me make work easier.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So when was this? When did you get married?
It was in April this year.
This year.
Yeah.
So it's just the other day.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, 6 months.
6 months.
7 months.
Oh, you newly wedded. Did you go, to honeymoon or maybe for honeymoon?
It was like a traditional engagement where like the elders, the clan elders, gets involved in your marriage, like introduction of the groom's family to the bride's family, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And for mine, I didn't invite the elders because looking back throughout my journey, I said it's been God, and I'd say that to invite the church members, the bishop, to come and pray for us, and also give thanks to God.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did your family fly to your traditional?
Yeah, the ones that were able to come out, like everybody wanted to come out. Every last uncle, auntie, cousin wanted to come out, but obviously they some of them couldn't. Many did though, so my mum came out, which was lovely. I know my mum would.
Maybe to interrupt, sorry, we were over 18.
Over
Yes.
80?
Yeah.
Australian in
Yeah.
Yeah, we brought the whole village to a standstill.
Yeah, it was huge. It was a great event. So I had some family and some friends there, and it was just it was amazing. It was really incredible.
Yeah, we had that whole week in the village.
Yeah.
All week, yeah.
The reaction from village people, boasting.
It was like a ceremony. Everyone was just they were free to come and celebrate with the white guy. And everyone was happy.
Yeah, it was like a big celebration, just a week-long celebration.
Okay. After wedding, you went back to Australia.
Well, so just for practical reasons, really, and the constraints of visas. Immediately after our ceremony, though, we did have some special time in Nairobi, so we stayed in a hotel. We had a lovely time together, just as a newly married couple, and enjoying an amazing time together. Then, obviously, because of the visa, we wish Helen could have come back. That's probably been the most difficult thing for me personally. But
she has not visited your country yet, right?
Yeah, and it's not so much that, it's just that we want to be together, and I want to start our life together. Yeah, we're ready. We've been ready. I've been ready. We've been ready since we first met to start our life living together. So that was probably the most difficult thing thus far, is having the amazing traditional ceremony, having an incredible time together after that, and then having to say, okay, well we'll keep the obviously I'll call you when I arrive in Australia. And, we obviously we message each other every day, and we speak whenever we can, obviously, of course. So, but like I said, every single break that I have with work, I'm over here.
Okay.
So it's never more than 10 weeks apart.
Okay.
Which is how long the school terms are in Australia. So I'm always back every 10 weeks. Honestly, everything's just amazing. How you're asking how a married life is. It's beautiful. It's incredible. Yeah, I could never ask for more from Helen. Nothing's ever a stress or a struggle, even through the whole visa process, and we're still waiting. There's never any worry or doubt, and we always say that to each other. There's no need to worry or anything like that. And we both already know that, we just reassure each other of what we already know. It's just a matter of time. It's just a process. So, everything's amazing. And I think we both realise it's a rare thing when you meet someone who you just get along with as not only your lover and you're perfectly compatible, as a husband and wife, but you're also compatible as best friends. And so there's never any doubt, we're just waiting until, we can live together. And the thing about it is, once the visa is approved, we'll never have to worry about anything ever again in terms of being apart. We can travel the world, we can go for holidays anywhere.
So you're planning to settle in Australia, both of you?
Yeah.
But you want a place you can be able to access and travel over the world.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, on an Australian passport, you can basically travel anywhere. Wow. Yeah, have no problems.
What else would you love us to know, Bertie?
I don't have much to say.
It's okay, love. I would just say our love is just, it's hard to put into words. Like, words could never express how much we love each other. We always say to each other, I love you more.
Yes.
No, I love you more. I love you more.
Yeah.
It's just the greatest feeling when you're together with someone who loves you just as much as you love them, and you're with them. She's my ride or die, and I'm her ride or die. And love can happen in any type of way. So never close yourself off to maybe on dating apps. Never close yourself off, because love is love at the end of the day.
Sure.
Yeah.
And
People, yeah?
Yeah, exactly. People are people. And it's just, for me, it's just been so faith restoring to know that true love does exist. In a world where so many people are getting divorced, there's difficult situations at home, like domestic violence, abusive households and things like that, abusive relationships, people just running around, not having fulfilling, monogamous real relationships where true love is. It's just the greatest feeling knowing you've found that one and you got forever together. Yeah.
How many kids are you planning to have?
Helen?
Ellen?
10.
She says a football team. Yeah, boys and girls.
Baby?
Oh, as much as I can, but again, not a lot, because
It's okay, babe. You can speak. Yeah. Absolutely, Mum.
I don't want my kids to end up like me, because we are many, and that's why maybe contributed to my dad not being able to support us, because the resources were not there.
Yeah.
So we can just give birth to kids that we know we can afford to have.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Your dad.
Yeah. So we're on the same page.
Yeah.
In terms of how many children, whether it's 2, whether it's 3, whether it's more, whether it's like 5, or as Ellen said before, 10, whether it's 1 or whatever God blesses us with.
Okay.
We'll be grateful to bring in life. And I'm just really happy to know, I know Helen's going to be an amazing mother.
Yeah.
I'm proud to be able to, to know going into being, mother and father, I'm proud to know that, and very secure in the knowledge that she's going to be a great mum, and I'm going to be able to lean on her. She knows she can lean on me. She can lean on my shoulders anytime.
Yeah.
And yeah, I know we're going to be great parents.
Yeah.
We're going to give a great life to our kids.
Okay. So, what are your expectations and beliefs in your marriage?
Okay, according to me, I'm not even expecting much from my partner,
Yeah.
but what I can say is I'll continue to be the woman that I am, hardworking, courageous, strong for my family, and I'll always be there for my kids, my husband, for us, in every situation, everything. And I'll continue to be a role model, not only for myself, but for my kids, everyone around me, and also to empower them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that whenever they look at me, and they will say, I want to be like mama. No, I want to be like something more than mama. Yeah.
And you, Daniel?
That's beautiful. Yeah, touching. Yeah. You know, I just want Helen to be Helen.
Yes.
I don't have expectations in terms of, you know, I love Helen unconditionally, and so I love her for her. You know, I'm just the happiest man being with Helen for the lady that she is, for the lady that she's shown me that she is. So in terms of expectations for a marriage, just that we love each other faithfully and unconditionally, that's all, and just and you know, have fun together as well. You know, enjoy life. Life's to be lived. So yeah, that we live life, and that we always remain best friends and lovers. You know, and probably too also to understand that there will be obstacles. Nothing ever like what Helen's experienced, of course. Nothing even remotely close to that. But just the normal obstacles that life throws at you. You know. Like times when you've got to, I guess, plan a little bit more, not go on holidays right here because we've got to plan or save for the kids' school or some of their, their things that they need for what they want. Just those kind of obstacles where we can't just do whatever we want. That we always just ride with each other. And I know, I promise and I vow to always be there for Helen during those obstacles. I know that she'll always be there for me. I'm just excited and just happy. I'm just very grateful and honoured to be her man and husband. And I just look forward to growing old together with her. And just living with her, till death do us part, and just enjoying each other.
Yeah.
And I'll always empower her too. She spoke about empowering our children. We'll empower each other too. We'll always be each other's number one supporter. She knows I've always got her back, and I know she's always got mine.
And since this video will be on internet, and maybe some days your kids get along this video or get to see this video, talk to them.
That's a great question, actually. I've never had that question asked before. Ian, would you like to go first, Mama?
That one has got me off again.
That's a good one, isn't it? Yeah.
What would you love them
Oh my God.
to be as parents? Talk to your kids, they will be coming.
Well, I'll take the lead on that. Kids, you're a product of true love. You're a product of not just, convenient and easy love. Your mum reached out on a leap of faith. Your mum took a leap of faith to contact a man who had waited his entire adult life to find that one, and had been patient and had waited, and and mum and dad had both been through some difficult heartbreak, but always kept the faith that they would find that one. So you are a product of something very special. You're a product of fate. You're a product of destiny, because God brought us together. And so your mum showed a leap of faith in reaching out to someone who she didn't know, all the way in Australia where you guys grew up.
Yeah.
And Daddy, after one conversation with Mummy, booked a flight to go all the way over to the motherland of us all, Africa, and went to Kenya when he'd never been there before, didn't know anybody. I didn't know anyone except for Helen. And I had that faith too. I had that faith that she'd be there waiting for me at the airport. I had that faith that she would pick me up and that I just knew that we would spend the rest of our lives together. It's hard to describe, but it's just like a feeling. So you kids are special. You kids are miracles. Because for you kids to be here and exist, a lot of things had to happen.
Yeah.
A lot of miracles had to happen. And the only way you can say that can happen is a higher power.
Yeah, sure.
So there was some higher powers that were working very, very intensely and very strongly when Mummy and Daddy first met, and continued to work in our lives until we were able to live together and raise you guys and give you guys an incredible life in Australia. And also never forget where Mama comes from. We'll always go back and, we'll always, appreciate the fact that, you're not more Australian or not more Kenyan. You are Australian and Kenyan. You are Inteso and Australian. And at the end of the day, we're all human.
Okay.
So we embrace the best of both worlds. We embrace the best of all of us. And
Amazing.
you kids are a product of destiny and fate.
Helen?
I think Daniel said it all. Okay, all I can say is, kids, you've got amazing parents. And most importantly, your father, he's a gentleman. Is someone that I urge you to love him, because I love him too, and he made me fall in love with you. And you're the best. We'll cherish you, adore you as our own forever and ever.
Amazing.
Yeah, and we love you.
I love you.
So if people want to find more of your story and your life, where can they find you? Now that is where you mentioned your YouTube channel and what you're intending to do, and Instagram and TikTok, all those things.
Okay, you can reach us out on our YouTube channel at Hellen and Daniel. On TikTok at Hellen and Daniel, IG, Hellen and Daniel. And follow us, follow our amazing journey together of love, marriage. Yeah, and we'll be able to share our lifestyle with you, vlogs about adventures.
Yeah.
And you moving to Australia,
Exactly.
I'm moving to Australia. Yeah.
That'll be a really...
So that's how they're updating you on how Australia looks like.
Yeah.
Everything about Australia.
That's going to be something really unique for you guys, because having a look at a lot of YouTube channels, you see a lot of interracial couples that have settled in different parts of Europe, UK, US in particular. You see those places. But you don't see a whole lot in Australia. So we can't wait to show you guys Australia, because honestly, I've been to all those places and they're great places, and I can't wait to go on holidays with Helen to Europe, UK, US, all around the world. But Australia is just incredible, just great place to be at. The climate's very similar to here. It's amazing, nice and warm. So we can't wait to show you guys our life in Australia too. And just stick with us while we're waiting for the visa process. We'll keep uploading as many videos as we can, but once we're in Australia, we can't wait to bring that kind of unique perspective of Kenyan Aussie couple in Australia.
You're teaching, career in Australia, what it takes, I think you can take them through that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Well, interestingly enough, there's a video on our YouTube channel that showed us visiting a school in Helen's village in Catalunya. Yeah. So that was lovely.
Subscribe so that they see you in Australia.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, have a look at the the contrast, and it was beautiful. Yeah, but no, it was lovely to visit the school in Helen's village. Yeah.
And Helen, I understand you are model. It's like
Model.
Yeah, model. Yeah. Helen, I understand you are a model. Talk about that. And the plans.
Okay, for now, I'm not modeling anymore. I gave it a break back in the year 2021. Yeah, when I last represented Kenya in Nigeria for Heritage Queen Africa, where I emerged top 5, but we didn't receive our awards, because in everything you do, there must be a pay.
Yeah.
There's nothing that you can do and not being paid. So we were not paid, and that really frustrated me, having booked for a flight by myself. Everything was self-sponsored. And also going there, imagine top 5, and you are not being rewarded. It was really heartbreaking. And I decided to take a break from it and concentrate on my personal growth, personal life. And here I am. But when I will relocate to Australia, I think I'll continue with modeling from there, because a lot of modeling, like jobs or agencies, are really paying well, and they value models, and they appreciate, which is something that I'm really grateful that I'm able to get a chance, opportunity to continue my modeling career, at least nionje hizo pesa, nione venye ina feel, and also to express my passion in it.
What inspired you,
to be a model? What inspired me to be a model is my mother's story, because I wanted to be a voice to the voiceless, advocating especially for gender violence and education, to advocate for education. And I also have an initiative that aims at advocating and promoting education and gender equality, especially in my village, of which right now I haven't done anything about it, because, I'm still struggling to put myself in place where that means when I'll be financially stable, I know I'll not forget where I come from. I'll be able to say thank you or give back to the community, so that the boy or a girl out there in the village will no longer have to go through what I went.
It's a beautiful initiative. To keep doing what you're intending to do. So, Daniel.
Yes.
Talk to your wife. Tell her maybe some sweet words.
Yeah. Helen, you are truly one of a kind.
Thank you.
You are not only the most beautiful, gorgeous woman ever created on the outside, which you are, you're also the most beautiful woman on the inside. And your precious heart, your character, the strength that you have, what you've overcome is inspirational. And you inspire me, you motivate me. You are the driving force behind everything that I do.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
And you're also such a fun-loving lady too. You have a great sense of humor. You have an awesome personality.
Asante.
And I just adore you. I cherish the woman that you are.
Thank you.
And I vow to always be there for you, right by your side, to love you, to cherish you, to respect you. And that heart that's been, had a difficult time ever since you were a little girl, I promise to take the most special, great care of your heart. I will always hold it and cherish it and take good care of it and do nothing but bring love, empowerment, understanding, and just forever togetherness and security and safety and peace to you forever, my queen. I love you, Helen, and that is forever and beyond.
Thank you.
It's okay. I can have the.
I'm even already blank right now.
Your time.
I just thank you for coming into my life and give it a meaning. I'm the woman that I am right now all because of you. And I promise to always be there for you, no matter what. And I'll continue to inspire you, motivate you as your head side. And to also be someone that you can always run to, lean on, and ask for support if you need it. And I'll never let you down. I'll never jeopardize what we share, what we have.
I never will either.
And I'll continue to pray to God to always bless us abundantly and keep on blessing us forever and ever.
Amen. It's beautiful, Queen.
I love you.
I love you more, Helen.
Amazing.
It's beautiful.
Now, guys, thank you so much for your continued support in subscribing and liking Miss Rachel's channel. We also request that you subscribe to our channel. Support us too by subscribing to our channel, liking, sharing, and hit the notification bell. That is Hellen and Daniel. And we'll share with you our amazing life stories, everything. And let's grow together. We love you.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Thank you so much for your support. Cheers.
So, Daniel,
Yes.
talk to your wife. Tell her maybe some sweet words.
Yeah. Helen, you are truly one of a kind.
Thank
The-
you.
You are not only the most beautiful, gorgeous woman ever created on the outside, which you are, you're also the most beautiful woman on the inside. And your precious heart, your character, the strength that you have, what you've overcome is inspirational. And you inspire me, you motivate me. You are the driving force behind everything that I do.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
And you're also such a fun-loving lady too. Yeah. You have a great sense of humor. You have an awesome personality.
Asante.
And I just adore you. I cherish the woman that you are.
Thank you.
And I vow to always be there for you, right by your side, to love you, to cherish you, to respect you. And that heart that's been, had a difficult time ever since you were a little girl, I promise to take the most special, great care of your heart. I will always hold it and cherish it and take good care of it and do nothing but bring love, empowerment, understanding, and just forever togetherness and security and safety and peace to you forever, my queen. I love you, Helen, and that is forever and beyond.
Thank you.
It's okay. I can have the.
I'm even already blank right now. I just thank you for coming into my life and give it a meaning. I'm the woman that I am right now all because of you. And I promise to always be there for you, no matter what. And I'll continue to inspire you, motivate you as your head side. And to also be someone that you can always run to, lean on, and ask for support if you need it. And I'll never let you down. I'll never jeopardize what we share, what we have.
I never will either.
And I'll continue to pray to God to always bless us abundantly and keep on blessing us forever and ever.
Amen. It's beautiful, Queen.
I love you.
I love you more, Helen.
Amazing.
It's beautiful.
Now, guys, thank you so much for your continued support in subscribing and liking Miss Rachel's channel. We also request that you subscribe to our channel. Support us too by subscribing to our channel, liking, sharing, and hit the notification bell. That is Hellen and Daniel. And we'll share with you our amazing life stories, everything. And let's grow together. We love you.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Thank you so much for your support. Cheers.
Congratulations, you have reached the end of this video. You can subscribe here for more videos like this or watch another video right here. Like this video and leave a comment. Thank you.